So I grew up in Malden, Massachusetts. Born and raised, went to Malden High. Played sports all my whole life. Basketball, football, martial arts. Did 5 years of Taekwondo, got a black belt. Competed when I was younger, and then went to UMass Boston, and that's where I got my marketing degree.
Okay, cool.
Which I still haven't used, but.
You opened a business, of course you have. You know what I mean? You use that stuff all the time.
Use it in a different way
than
he thought.
Right. So after going from Malden High to UMass Boston, ended up going to work for an insurance company. So I sold auto and homeowner insurance right out of college. And then from there, it's just, one thing led to another. I found a small boxing gym in South Boston and literally got addicted to boxing. Just like, it was there 7 days a week, 2 times a day. I was actually in a different relationship, and the gym caused us to separate. Because she was like, "You go to the gym too much, this and that, blah blah blah." And
you could be doing worse things than going to the gym too much.
Right. So it was like,
it's all good because that's where you met me.
Right. Everything's good then.
So one thing led to another. We didn't work out, so I was at the gym even more. So it was just like, and then the guy that owned the gym at the time was like, "Do you want to work the front desk for a free membership?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And then 2 years went down the road. I kept learning, training with all these professional fighters. We were surrounded by UFC fighters, amateur boxers.
That's awesome.
And it was just literally like it was a degree in boxing. I just around all these cool guys. And I was just like always in awe. Like you'd have Kenny Florian, Jorge Rivera, all these guys walking through the gym, and I'm like, oh, I see him on TV. And I just wanted to be there all the time. And then my coach at the time was like, do you want to teach beginners? I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
So how long had you been, boxing or at the gym?
So this was going on year 3. So 2 years of me just every day in the gym, training, learning. Then I got on the front desk for about a year. And then one of the other coaches was like, you should think about coaching. You have the personality, people like you, whatever. I was like, I don't know. Never thought in a million years I would be in fitness. I was making good money, selling insurance. And I just was like, I'll give it a shot. So
let me stop you 1 second because I think that's important, right? So you were making some money in insurance, right? But did you feel like you didn't love it?
Miserable.
Miserable. Right. So talk about that a little bit, right? Because I think that's super important because anybody that I know that does well at anything, whatever it is, it's because they love doing it.
That's right.
Right? So you can make some money. You can do this, in insurance or whatever it may be, but that's not your passion, right?
No. I was every day. So in fitness, you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get up easy, jump it, because I love it, right? I couldn't get to the office by 9 for anything. I couldn't. I had the company car. I had all the benefits, the 401k, blah blah blah. And I was like, wearing the suit every day. Mom and dad are proud, and I was just every day. I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. So I just started doing the training part-time, and then my schedule was I was in the gym in the morning working, started to train people at night. So it was gym, work, 9 to 5, then go back to the gym. So this was 7 days a week of grind, right? At 28 years old. And it was I was getting burnt out. And then it came to a point that I had to make a choice. And then this is where I met Christina.
Awesome.
Right? And we started together
at that same gym, first gym, in South Boston.
What
gym was that?
That was Peter Welch's gym in South Boston.
Nice.
So so we so basically, I was the trainer, new trainer, feeling myself. This lovely female to my right was in my class, and I messaged her and I was like, "How'd you like my class?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's all right." And I was like, and then we were off and running.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. So were you, at the time, were you involved in fitness as well, or were you doing something different?
I actually just wanted to try a new workout routine. I was going to the big box gyms and just on the Stairmaster doing how I thought was lifting weights. I was not lifting heavy weights. Not for what I can do now. And I was like, I lived in Southie at the time. I was like, let me try this spot. I heard about it. So I walked in and I actually saw a buddy of mine from high school who turns out to be his best friend.
Oh, get out of here.
So that's why he was like, oh, jump in this class with me. And I did. And then that was it. Yeah.
Now, what were you doing at the time for work?
I was an office manager for Suffolk Construction.
Okay.
I was there for a decade.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. So I was in corporate for that long. And then I really loved it. I just like loved my team and all that. And then I started to be like, is this me?
Yeah.
Is an 8 to 5 me? And it wasn't.
Right.
And I just remember once we started really getting into the training, I would do boxing camps with Chris and all that stuff.
Yep.
I started really being curious about the nutrition side of it.
Yep.
So I actually went back, got my certification in health coaching.
Okay.
All about kind of figuring out how to heal your gut. Your gut is like food is medicine type of deal.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then once I got certified that, I actually started getting on part-time. I was still working full-time at Suffolk.
Yep.
I started getting clients who wanted to talk to me,
and
then I was doing what Chris was doing. I was having clients before work, after work, even though it was maybe calls or whatever it had been.
Right.
And then he was like, I'm secure now with the training.
Well,
why don't
she's being modest because, like, you know, in training you don't make money yet.
Right.
She was making real good money.
Right.
So she was like, do it. Like, go. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. So, like, I grew. As soon as I started making money, she's like,
So you guys, I just want to make sure I got the timeline right. So, no, seriously, I think that's super important what you just said right there. So you were at your job for, call it a decade, right?
Yeah.
You're doing well. You guys get together. You kind of, you know, was it fairly early on?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we moved in together after a year being together.
Oh, awesome. Right. So fairly early on, right?
Yep.
And you're trying to get your thing going, training.
Right.
So she says to you, "I'm going to support you in this.
Yes.
You go for it."
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
I was like, I got it.
Yeah. My wife did like the exact same thing to me many years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's awesome. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, that's
what
you need. That's what you
teammate.
need. Support. So like genuine support. You know.
100%.
So you're going. You're going. You know, full force in training.
Yeah.
You're still at Suffolk.
Yeah.
Right. You're still at the same gym.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell me how it kind of progresses from there.
So I was like to the point of as high as I could be at this gym.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do any more. Like I was, you know, working as much as I
How
could.
long had you been in the business at the
No,
time?
at that time it's going on 7 years.
7,
Oh, so
8
it's been a
years.
while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going on year 7, and then you know I basically that's when we found Everybody Fights was I met George Foreman the third.
Yeah.
He was actually building the gym in South Boston.
Okay.
Ended up being our competitor.
Yep.
And I had no in my head I wasn't leaving.
Yeah.
But then like it got to a point that I had no choice. Like things were just like I outgrew this place. It just like relationships were becoming like, and people become envious of like your success.
Yep.
You shouldn't,
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, this is not the right place for me anymore. So I found George Foreman the third.
Yep.
Went out to lunch. And
how'd you hook up with George?
a mutual, like a client of mine was he basically put it in my ear. He was like, you should talk to George. And I was like, no. Like, I was loyal.
So I was like,
no,
I'm okay.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then as things got worse, I was like, all right, can I call George?
Yeah.
So like, we talked to George, sat down, went to lunch, and then I fell in love with the guy.
Yeah.
Like, great guy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's not even that the situation maybe at the gym you're at was all that bad. You had just changed, right?
That's exactly
And now
what
you
happened.
were looking for something different, maybe something more, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So how long did you continue at Suffolk until you guys opened the gym?
Yeah. No.
Oh no, I left Suffolk probably like 2-3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Right before I knew that we were going to be like franchising and stuff.
Yep.
And then my time at Suffolk had naturally come.
Yeah, it was just kind of.
It was kind of like they wanted me to do all these other things, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be here that much longer.
Yeah.
So we had a nice transition plan of me transitioning out, and then I just did health coaching until we opened the gym.